Hello everyone, how you doing? How you're doing? It's a new week and you're welcome to another episode of InReality podcast. This is a community of believers where we share stories and we do Bible studies and we see how to navigate the journey of Christianity together, sharing our stories and inspiring ourselves to move and strive for a better future. I'm your host, Williams Evidence, and I'm really glad to be back here again to be with these amazing people. And I am not doing this alone as usual. I have someone amazing in our midst.
So I'm your co-host, this amazing family InReality family. My name is Oyema Glorious, and once again, it's a privilege, it's an honor to be speaking to you guys. In fact, you're amazing. Your likes, your subscription, everything is amazing. So I'm happy to be here, and I pray that this episode would be the best so far.
Okay, before we go into the main deed of this episode, we're going to be informing you guys about something. But before we go then, please do well to like, to subscribe, to comment, to share to your friends and family. Tell them about what God is doing in this podcast. Tell them about the insights you are gaining in this podcast. And try to inspire them. Reach out to them also so they can get inspired just the same way you were inspired. So something is coming up in April. Well, I'm going to say, this idea or the vision came last year. And initially, when the vision came, we haven't started the podcast.
Actually.
You haven't started the podcast. That's how, sometimes God gives you a vision, and that vision bears another vision even before that vision is being bettered. So, God told about Worshiping Reality 1.0. That was November last year. On this podcast was to start December. Right, December, the last Monday before Christmas. That was when this podcast started. And it was like Worshiping Reality is going to be the first physical meeting. So the idea behind this was that people are going to be listening to our podcast, and we are going to have a community whereby we can come together, like our online disciples. We can come together as a community and actually see ourselves and have a podcast together, quick question and answer, and also worship together. So I'm like, it's not really going to be a big thing though, but as it grows, it's surely going to be a big thing because God is progressive, His work is progressive. We can't just start something small with God and expect that's how it's going to be forever. No. It's not possible. I mean, I was talking to one of our sponsors for this program, and he said something funny. He was like, I really like what you're doing. Next time when the program is holding, tell me we're going to make it bigger. I'm like, did I say I wanted to make it bigger? But he has already gotten the vision. When the Bible says write down the vision, make it plain, so that he that reads it. He did not say it, when the person that wrote the vision reads it. No, anybody can read it and run with it. So he read my vision himself even more than the way I usually read it. And he ran with it, and I was like, I'm going to make it bigger. So Worshiping Reality 2.0 is going to be bigger. But Worshiping Reality 1.0 is coming up in April. Can you tell them about the program?
Alright, so it's going to be an amazing time in God's presence, right? We're going to attach the details, right? The venue, the location, the time, everything. We're going to attach it to this video and subsequent videos. Right, it's going to be a time of worship, a time of prayer, a time of praise. There will be spoken words, different ministrations, and of course there will be Bible study, and our pastor will be there live to bless us. So it's going to be amazing, right? If you are in the city of Port Harcourt, you cannot miss it. Trust me, you cannot miss it. It's going to be an amazing time.
So please do well to get your slots because we have limited slots. We are accepting maximum 50 persons. 50 persons because we don't want the studio crowded and the studio is not really that big, so we are just accommodating 50 persons, jam-packed. Don't worry, it's going to be there's going to be air conditioning. So
it's going to be very comfortable.
It's going to be very comfortable for you. All you need to do is to just get your mat or you get like your wrapper, something that you can just
lay on the ground and then sit down.
You know this atmosphere of, let me say, you're in a room with your friends and you guys are having like a prevacation. What is it? A prevacation?
Something like that. Prevacation.
Prevacation, whereby you guys just have like a gathering, a get together, like a family. That's the vibe. You can come with. I have to say you can come with food, but I don't know if you want to come, you're fine, but come with a bottle of water. Just come with your Bible. Your Bible is very important. Come with your Bible because we're going to have physical Bible section there. Come with your Bible. Come with a bottle of water. I mean, you don't have beautiful time in God's presence. So today you're going to be talking about something really important. You know, when you journey through your walk with God, you know that aside having inspirations, revelations, there is a need for development. There's a need for you tracking your progress, your spiritual progress, your mental progress. You get, and this is done, and this is actually effective in the area of mentorship. You know, last week during the episode, we were talking about discipleship, and we said that discipleship, for you to be discipled, you should be willing to be discipled. Because you saw the disciples, they actually, some of the times when Jesus finished preaching the parable, they were the one who met Jesus, and they're like, what meanest thou? You get. And Jesus explained to them, that means these people were actually willing to be discipled. So discipleship also falls under mentorship. In fact, the discipleship happens in the place of mentorship. So I see mentorship as you having someone who has gone through a phase of life and is trying to put you through that particular phase. And I see mentorship as a very key thing in the kingdom, because most of the times navigating life alone, generally navigating life alone is quite difficult. It's quite difficult. I can remember my mentor, Pastor Nengi, right? There's a way these mentorship things work for me. There's a way it works for me, and there are times whereby for like how many months now I haven't even like spoken to him about because there was a time I met him for advice and he gave me advice, and I stick to that advice since then till now. And everything has been falling into place. So if I'm meeting him, it's just like the way forward, not going around circles. Again. You know, it's just like the way forward. So to you, what does mentorship mean to you?
Mentorship is basically sitting down under the tutelage, the teaching of another person to learn and to grow, because you can't really do life and navigate life alone. You know, people say experience is the best teacher, although as Christians we'll say the Holy Spirit is the best teacher. But let's just talk on a secular perspective. Experience is the best teacher. But that statement never said your experience is the best teacher, right? You can learn from another person's experience. So that's what mentorship is about. Now, people confuse mentorship with role model. No, there's a difference, right? Your mentor is somebody who you can assess, somebody you can talk to, somebody you can ask questions, somebody who you can converse with. So as a footballer, Cristiano Ronaldo cannot be your mentor, because how do you want to reach him? How do you want to talk to him? That kind of thing.
Because we have heard people talk about some persons. Let me say, at this point now, you are enlightened. You are well knowledgeable. You have come to the light. You know the difference between this and that. You know what to say. But sometimes you see people say things like, if you ask them who's your mentor, they say Celine Dion. Or you ask them who's your mentor, they say Sinach. Or you ask them who's your mentor, and they say Pastor Irene. And you're asking yourself, like, why? So for you, do you think that is wrong for that person to be your mentor? So what is the misconception behind having these people up there as a mentor?
I can get why people would say, oh, Emmanuel is my mentor, Sinach is my mentor, because they are doing well and you want to get to where they are doing. But then the problem is, how accessible are you to them? How do they have your contacts? Do you communicate to them? Because mentorship is teaching, it's like training. All right, it's not, because you see, the only way now, Emmanuel Aaron, the things we know about him are the things he has said on social media, are the things he has preached on stage and everything. But that's not all of his life. So you don't know every single thing about him, and you say, oh, I'm learning from his lifestyle. You don't really know what he's doing behind closed doors. So you see him preaching on Sunday. What do you know what he did on Saturday night? You don't know, you can't tell, and you can't ask him because you don't have access to him. So I'm not saying it's wrong. For me, it's preferably that they are your role models. Oh, this is somebody I look up to, this is somebody I want to become. But a mentor is somebody who you are having a problem, you can go and ask them questions, you can go and meet them and, oh, what can I do in this situation? And they are willing to answer you. So I'm not saying the person has to be small, but whatever level the person is at, two things are important. Number one, they've gone through that phase. They've done it. they have experience. And number two, they are accessible. So you can ask them questions, you can talk to them, and they can reply you.
So mentorship actually is based on a little bit accessibility.
Yeah.
Because if you have someone up there as a mentor, you can, just like you said, the person should be a role model.
Yeah.
You get, because let me say, for example, now I love cooking and I love Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is the person who founded MasterChef.
Okay.
The person who founded Next Level Chef. Right, he's also the person who founded different food programs on Food Network. Right, but he's up there.
Yeah.
The fact is that if I even chat him up on Instagram,
you know.
So look at Gordon Ramsay now.
Yeah.
If I'm calling him my mentor, the question is how accessible am I to him? So if I have a problem now about culinary, can I actually chat him up and say, okay, look, chef, this and this is going on in my business. I mean, see, it's not bad though.
Yeah.
It's not bad to actually ask those questions, but can they actually, first of all, do they know you?
Do they know you? Do they know your life? Do they know who you are?
The fact is that for you to be able to have these people, so to say, is not pride, is not anything, but for you to actually have them as direct mentors, you should have grown to a certain
level. Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. So, Emmanuel Iren, you can have the goal and, I want this man to mentor me, but you have to go to a certain level where the gap between the two of you is not that far, where, okay, he knows you, he respects you, and then now you can, so you could look at us now, our church, Gateway International Church. Our spiritual father is Pastor George Izunwa, and we all know that he's under Paul Enenche.
Yeah.
He's not, and then Paul Enenche is under Oyedepo. Yeah. Can you see how the family line works? So now Paul Enenche is not too far from him. Do you understand? So he can always pick up his phone and call him. Yeah. And Paul Enenche will see the call, and if he's free, pick up the call. But if me, a couple Enenche, wow, how? So that's just it. So you have to have grown a certain level before you can now approach those guys to mentor you.
So actually, it's just like you climbing, because those people they're also climbing.
Yeah.
And the higher they go, and the more stagnant you are, the more the gap.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to assess these people, you should be, first of all, pick up mentors and people that are growing around you. They should push that momentum. They should help push that vibe in you. So by the time you grow, you can now start putting your faces in the face of these people to see. You know, there was something I was doing when I started my cooking career earlier. And the thing is engaging in people's posts. So I have some chefs in Nigeria, Chef Cupid, chef, the Nigerian lazy chef. She's based in the UK, but she's in Nigeria.
She's in Nigeria.
Chef Stone, official. Chef Anslin. Now these are people I've not actually gone to that culinary school before. Chef Cupid works under Chef Stone in Reddish Chronicles. Then Chef Anslin is the person in charge of CMK, Celebrity Mobile Kitchen. Now these people, what I do is that I go to their page. Every post they drop, I comment. Like, I'm interacting with them, I'm tagging them in my own post, I'm sharing their own post to my story, tagging them. So if they go to their feed, their notification feed, that's it. Brian, with Chef Williams did it. And trust me, there are numerous times. Okay, Nigerian Lazy Chef, there's one particular picture I posted. It was like, nice work, you're improving. So now say, chat up my brother. He put it through us on something.
Wow.
So she gave me a particular person to chat up, which normally, if I chat that person up, he won't respond to me. So I chatted him up. I was like, okay, Chef, Nigerian Lazy Chef told me to chat you up, do something. And he responded. I was like, can you imagine? So one of the ways to actually get to these people is by constantly showing up. Their posts, constantly showing up. And there are times whereby people chat up other persons. Let me say you are aspiring to get to a particular set of a class of people to mentor you, and they chat them up. You know, I was in a program yesterday, a tech program yesterday, and it was like she chatted up one of our panelists there 2 years ago.
Wow.
And the panelists haven't responded 2 years ago. And she was the fault, not the panelist's fault. And what was the issue? Her chat was high.
What do you want him to respond? What will he not say?
I'm like, wait, you saw someone
at that level.
Even me as a friend, unless you're really that close, you can't just say, like, you know me from church, and you're coming to my DM for the first time, and you're chatting me high. even though I have time, I don't have time.
I don't have time for that kind of chat.
Why will you charge me high? So what do you think is the best approach to actually get to mentors? Or how do you think we can actually select our mentors?
Okay. So first of all, how do you select your mentor? Number one, right? We're Christians. They must have the fear of God. Now, mentors don't only have to be pastors, because some people have that conception that, oh, he's just my pastor. No.
So are you trying to say that you can't have a secular mentor?
Yeah, of course. And there's also a part where you can have more than one mentor, because right, me too, I have mentors in various areas of life, because this person is, now I have the one that, oh, this is my main mentor, and oh yes, but then when it comes to something like Forex, this person does not have an idea. How will I ask him? Do you get?
Should discern by the Spirit.
Okay, your money will fly in the Spirit.
Oh, I'm telling you.
So you can have multiple mentors, and your mentor is not by force they must be in the church, right? Even if it's your main mentor, it's not by force they must be in the church. It just depends on. So how do you select? Number one, right? The person should have the fear of God, right? Because you don't want a mentor that will be telling you the wrong things to do, right? So take for instance, now you have a mentor that you have a girl problem, and then you go and meet your mentor. Oh, I like this girl, but I don't know what to do. And then he starts telling you the wrong things. Oh, woo her, then sleep with her. Those kind. No, that's wrong mentorship. So the person must have the fear of God. Number two, the person...
Before you go on, the fear of God, you just reminded me what Paul said. Paul said, be ye followers of me as I follow Christ. So like, it's a pattern. It's a pattern, you know. This is Christ, this is me. So the only reason you should follow me is because I am following Christ. So be ye followers of me as I am followers of Christ, and be ye not followers of me if I deviate from Christ. So if you know that you are actually like you're following a particular mentor, and he's a sweet Christian, he's a lover of God, and because there are times whereby emotions can afflict it, and and I see cases whereby mentors have sex with their mentees. So because there is anything, so you can, but that's why you have discernment. You can discern when things are going the wrong way, and you know when to cut off. So Paul said, as I follow Christ, follow me. The day I stop following Christ, stop following me. So even Paul knows that if he stops following Christ, he can lead the sheep astray. So the only way is for them to find another shepherd. By him, he actually work on himself. So why I follow Christ, you follow me. If I stop following Christ, if you notice I stop following Christ, you leave me. Okay, you can go on.
So that's number one, right? The person must have the fear of God, and like I said, follow Christ. Number two, the person who they are now, not where they are going, who they are now. Is it somewhere you aspire to be? Right? And so you want somebody that is ahead of you. You don't want somebody that has plans and goals. Oh, I'm a big dreamer. I'm going here. I'm going places. That's good. It's important. But then you want somebody who is already somewhere that you want to get to.
The dreamer and the goal can be your colleague and not the mentor.
Exactly. And not a mentor. Because when you have somebody that dreams big like that, it will also inspire you. Why are you thinking like this? I'm not thinking on that level. And then it inspires you to think bigger. But that person shouldn't be your mentor. Why? Because you're on the same plane. This is what I always tell people. You cannot lift somebody up if two of you are on the same plane. If two of us are standing on the ground, I can't drag you up. I must be higher than you to pull you up.
Come on now.
Do you understand? So the person must at least, no matter how little it is, you must realize that, oh, this person has something that I don't have. And then you can sit down under that person's mentorship. And then number three, all right, the person must be somebody who is reasonable and can give you proper advice. So you've seen in their life that this is not an anyhow person, right? Because there are people that are actually doing well, but when you talk to them, they don't really know how to articulate themselves and teach properly. It's somebody that can listen and then not judge you, but then also give you proper advice. Somebody you've seen that, if I work with this person, surely, right, when I have a problem, I can walk up to them and they can tell me, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then somebody you respect. It's too important. Because the reason why you listen to your mentor is not your father, it's not your mother. The reason why you listen to your mentor is because you respect them. Your mentor, see, that's one thing I always tell people. It's not about what they tell you, it's about what you do. So you can have a solid mentor, right? In fact, two people can have the same mentor. One person is doing well, the other person is not doing well. Why? Because one is applying the things they are telling them and the other person is not applying. And the reason why you not apply what they are telling you is because you don't respect your mentor, you don't respect them enough. So you must respect the person. So let me just go by number one, someone that fears the Lord, someone that is faithful, and like we said, it doesn't have to be in the church, but should have the fear of God. Very, very important. Number two, somebody who you can see that is ahead of you and is somewhere you want to be. Right? It doesn't have to be too big. The gap doesn't have to be too big. But you know that he has something I don't have. You get? And then talked about respect as well. So somebody you respect, when they talk to you, you can listen to. And then also, your mentor doesn't have to be older than you. Some people don't realize that your mentor doesn't have to be older than you. The main point is that they have what you don't have, and you must be. That was last week Sunday that pastor was telling us how his boss they took him somewhere, and the boys that were in he was better than them, but they had something, and so he sat down and he humbled himself. So that's how the only way you can grow. If you can humble yourself, then.
So you're the one that was telling something some weeks ago about a girl that I met. I invited her for a conference. And I didn't really know her that much. But after the conference, we connected, I had a number, so we started talking, like once. We're not even talking, we're just doing status. But this girl is actually good in tech. And I senior this girl, like I senior her well. Praise, you are the person I'm talking about. In case you listen to this podcast. So I senior her, and she's actually good in tech. In fact, she told me that she started learning Web3 because she's focused on Web3 development. She started learning Web3 when she was 9.
Wow.
She was self-taught. That means she taught herself.
Wow.
And she's that good. So I met her. I was like, see, my friend, don't call me sir. We are now friends. Teach me this thing. Now someone can say, oh, because I invited her to church, she's calling me sir. But if you actually raise your shoulders, you will actually get the value. You get. So sometimes God tries to teach you humility at the point of mentorship. God tries to tell you that even if you are older than a person, there's still a need for you to bend down to go through the process and for the person to teach you, because the person has something you don't have and is trying to impact you value. So God is trying to clip your wings before your wings. Before your wings. So that is the concept of mentorship. But there's a point whereby everything derails. There's a point whereby everything falls apart, and that is where over-familiarity comes in. There are a lot of persons who, because they feel that mentor are seen every day, or probably your mentor is living at your backyard. I mean, spiritually he's wiser. Morally, like, intellectually he's wiser than you, but the person is living at your backyard, and because you're seeing him every day, probably you're seeing your mentor go brush his teeth. So over familiarity creeps in. So how do you think that a person can streamline this path of mentorship and not crossing over to the path of over familiarity? Because trust me, the moment over familiarity creeps into the mentorship system, you can't learn.
Everything
you can't gain from the person. Why? Because the person actually, even though the person will notice it, and even though the person is teaching you, the person is not actually teaching you from his heart. So there's no blessing attached to it. There's no impact attached to it. It's just roughage that he's giving to you. He's not actually giving you the juice. So where do you think, or how do you think that someone can streamline mentorship in order to ensure that our familiarity don't creep in?
Okay, so I think it will go in both ways, right? Both from the part of the mentor and the mentee. But then from the part of the mentor, right, you should also, as a mentor, you should also like keep some distance. You don't overshare everything. See finish. So that see finish cannot enter, that kind of thing, right? You know where to draw the line, right? Like as a mentor, even if the person is your mentee, it doesn't mean they have to be coming to your house every single day. Right, they can come to your house once in a while, of course, you talk, but not every single day. They know everything about you.
They can enter your kitchen.
They can take whatever they like. They can just do. In fact, people are friends.
Come on, man.
You are friends. You are no longer mentor and mentee. So there should be a line where you draw. Okay, no, we won't cross this. These are some things I will not tell you about myself. That kind of thing. But from the mentee point of view, because that's what the main people are talking to today. First of all, you have to learn respect. Right, and you have to see that God put this person in your life for a reason. It's not a coincidence. You are not just the person's mate. There is a reason why the person is there, and you must realize that over familiarity will kill that purpose. So, why would you have gold in your hand but you still be looking for money? Why would you have everything that you're looking for, but it's in your hand, but because you are not sensible enough, you are wasting away, right? So you must also know where to put the place of respect, regardless of how, because now there are some peculiar style of mentorship where you and your mentor are very close, right? You talk about everything, but still, right, you should be reasonable enough to know that this is a line I cannot cross. These are some things I should not say. Like, why would you see your mentor and they say, "Oh, alpha guy, jeez, what's that now?" Even if he's younger than, even if the person is younger than you, there should be respect. You know, some of these things you train yourself. Like, there are people that I call sir, not because they are older than me or anything, but because I realized that this person deserves respect. So we were friends before, but the way this person's life is going now, he deserves respect for how his life is going. So I intentionally call you sir, so that subconsciously I will start seeing you as a sir. So some of these little things matter, right? Calling the person sir, greeting the person, right? Treating the person with respect. You just know subconsciously you won't be able to do, like, how can you call me sir, but yet you are making some kind of jokes? It does not make sense, right? So just basically you knowing where to control yourself and know, this is something I should not do because this person is in my life for a reason. God has put this person in my life and I don't want to ruin that relationship.
Okay, finally, as we round up, you know, there are times whereby you can be under the mentorship of someone and you actually notice lifestyles in your mentor that isn't right. Like you notice lifestyle, probably the person has sticky fingers, or the person is he gets emotionally attached too much. And then, so how can a mentee navigate pass through that? Do you think they should just break off from that mentorship? Like, because some people, because like there are people that don't know how to say no. If you look as though they don't care. They don't just know how to say no. Just do what you want to do and just. But how do you think that someone can navigate such a mentor?
It's the same thing, right? We've also talked about having mentors that are not Christians, particularly. It depends, right? First of all, what you want to get from this person, are you getting it? If you are getting what you need from this person, you can allow them to do whatever they want to live their lifestyle, right? So, for instance, now you want to learn coding, and you have a mentor that is teaching you coding, but he drinks, he smokes. As long as it's not affecting the coding classes, then there's no problem. But then when you begin to see that those character traits is now affecting you, is now affecting your mentorship. So, for instance, your mentor is someone who, you're a lady, and then it's somebody who is just that's always attracted to ladies and everything, and they are noticing that he's flirting with you and all of that. That's too far. That's too far a line. Now, I don't want to say, oh, go and talk to the person about it, because I wonder how that conversation is going to look like. So, but you can pull away. Mentor, you are, it's not, how would I put this? It's not compulsory you have one mentor throughout your life. You can outgrow your mentor.
You can
outgrow your mentor. There are times when this person is your mentor, but you've learned. Now you've grown to a certain level that there's not much difference between both of us. And in fact, now I can teach you some things too. That kind of thing. You can pull out. Respect them. I'm grateful to God for having you in my life, but I think now I need to move on to. And if your mentor is a sensible person, he himself will know before you even be the one to advise you. There's nothing I can teach you again. Move on to another person. Do you get? So if you notice your mentor is moving those ways and is affecting you, there is no big deal in thank you for how far you've helped me. You don't need to be disrespectful. You don't need to tell, oh, hey, you too like woman, so I don't want to have anything to do with you again. No, all right. Thank you for how far you've helped me. But I think in a season of my life where I need someone else to tutor me. I need another mentor and all of that, and then you move on. So it just depends on how deep the person is. But in most cases, what they are doing is not affecting you. You have what you want to learn. That's your own. Once you learn it, then you can be on your way.
Alright, okay, guys, we are rounding up. We are rounding up like really good. So, as we said, the mentorship, the path to mentorship, one is first of all, ask yourself, what do you want? What are you looking for in the person? Then, secondly, the person you're going to meet, can the person offer you that value that you're looking for? You understand? 3, that's where respect comes in. Right? Know where to draw the line. Don't go and see your mentor and okay, buy me rice now, buy me.
See, that.
You shouldn't even beg your mentor.
No, oh my God, it's wrong. It's very wrong. Because he's your mentor doesn't mean he should be providing for you. He's not your father. He's not your father. Don't so. And it's possible. Some people will look for people that have money and go and tell them, "Oh, come and mentor me," because they want to beg. What kind of life is that now?
Mentorship is benefits. So you shouldn't beg a mentor. Like it should be strictly professional.
Yeah.
Right. So your mentor actually won't even get tired of you. And there are times about you have seen scenarios whereby people are mentoring other persons. And after some time, the mentor doesn't even answer your questions again because you don't have a hypocrite mind. What most mentee does is that they don't actually go for advice. They actually tell you what they want
you to hear. What they want to hear.
so you see someone, instead of saying, I'm in love with this girl, like I like this girl, what can I do to navigate? They just come and tell you that, I'm liking this girl, what can you say? After they already have what they want to do in their mind. So later now, if there's a problem and you ask them, but I told you this, but they'll not be like, but I told you that
this is what I wanted to do.
So at least they came to give you an idea that you know about the girl. So please, draw the line between mentorship. Thank you very much, everyone, for... Do you have any last thing to say to people?
Well, mentorship is very important, right? Do not run away from it. It's something you need in your life. If you are going to progress in life, if you are going to move forward in life, you need somebody who is going to teach you and show you the way. So that's just it. Find someone close to you that can, like we said, that is accessible, that you can talk to, ask questions. There's always that one person that is well doing, that is doing well. Your mentor does not have to have everything in the world. He just has to have something you don't have. So once you can identify somebody as that, be respectful. Do not beg. Please don't stress your mentor. Don't be stubborn. When they tell you do something, do it. It's for your own good,
for your growth,
right? So you are not bringing somebody who you just go and tell what you already want. No, somebody who you can actually listen to and their advice. And trust me, if you have a right mentor and you are you are humble enough to listen and do what they ask you to do, trust me, your life will be better.
So thank you. You have heard everything that needs to be said. So please find someone and submit under. Show yourself that you can be humble. Submit under someone. The Lord resisted the proud, but
giving grace to the humble.
Submit under someone and let the person actually teach you. So we've come to the end of this episode, and I'm glad that you have enjoyed yourself so much. I'm glad that you have actually enjoyed the episode. Please don't forget about Worship in Reality 1.0 happening on the 12th of April. 12th of April. We're going to be having a wonderful time together at the Gateway Lighthouse Studio, 30/32 Elephant Road of Adajo's Way by 3, Port Nigeria.
Wow.
And we would love to see you there. Please like, subscribe, comment, share this episode to your friends and family. Tell them about the loving thing that is happening in this episode, and we trust God that your life will not remain the same. And we are going to see you in the next episode. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.